welkom toch wel weer bij Be You Too. Dit masker ziet er trouwens heel raar uit, maar hallo. Er was eerst een ander spelletje wat ik heel graag met jullie wou spelen. Ik had het zelfs opgenomen en ik had er een beetje jumpscares van gekregen. Ik bedoel, kriebels van gekregen. Maar dat spel deed hetzelfde als bij
Birth
Roblox.
and death are funny things. People end, they stop, they die. I'm not sure how to put it more
En dat was
bluntly.
wel jammer.
But the echoes of their life lives on without them, in the memories of the people they meet. A little snapshot of their existence contained within another's brain. And in the way we change people. Our parents help define who we are, our teachers, our friends. Without them, we wouldn't be who we are. And even when they're gone, we still have that part of them in us. And then we change the people we meet. And so on and so forth. The echoes of life live on. Even if the one that it started with is long gone.
Maar ik dacht, ik wil het spel gewoon toch nog een
You
keertje
even can
spelen.
get quite clear glimpses of people that have
Misschien is
died
het toch wel een echt leuk spel.
possibly hundreds or even thousands of years ago in the text they've written. I mean, it's kind of shocking that you can read a book of some poor soul that died forever ago, but their words are still there, clear as day. It's quite the sight. Oh my. Today, something new will be born. It's your, well, beautiful baby Bonnie. I hope you take good care of her. You bring Bonnie home swaddled in soft blankets. You set her delicately down in her crib. She quietly begins to cry. Oh shit! Baby crying! What do you do? Attempt to turn up the TV and grab a beer. He's probably hungry, so getting her some breast milk is probably the best
Van mijn
plan.
melk geproefd.
There's a small problem though. You're a single dad. You try to acquire some breast milk, but unfortunately that only results in a few restraining orders. Eventually, you remember that babyphobia exists, and that solves your current problem. Oh my. The next few years are comprised mostly of crying and pooping, and considering that I'm not a sadist, I'm not going to subject you to that. So I hope you don't mind, but there may be an itty-bitty time skip. It's a wonderful spring day. The sun feels warm on your skin. There's a soothing breeze carrying the smells of flowers and newly blooming life. It's a perfect day to go on a walk with your little Bonnie.
Maar het is dus een storyline spel en dat andere spel was echt met dat je dat je allemaal dingen moest zoeken en met jumpscares en zo. En dit lijkt me toch wel iets rustiger. Maar ik vond het wel echt, ik was er toen een beetje van geschrokken. En ik had zo erg gehoopt dat ik jullie daaraan mee kon nemen. Maar het stomme was, hij liep zeg maar vast, net zoals wat ik wel eens verteld heb bij Roblox. Dat hij vastloopt en dat het net een soort, het beeld liep gewoon vast.
As you peacefully stroll along, a little white rabbit jumps out in front of you.
Alsof het beeld
Bonnie is simply
frozen was.
overjoyed and reaches out towards it. But the next second, there's a sickening screech, and the rabbit is now airborne, being held in fierce talons, piercing through its flesh, staining its white fur so very, very, very red. As the hawk swoops off into the distance, Bonnie looks up at you, tears in her eyes. What'd you do? You hear that rabbit had just escaped from super evil mud prison. You hear the sound of a faint whimper in the background, but... Please don't.
Survival of the fittest, motherfuckers! Get that fluffy
You hear the sound. You see Bonnabelle looking up at you, beaming. Her face and hands a rainbow smudge of chalky marks. In her hand, she tightly clutches a scrunched piece of paper. She raises it up in triumph. It appears to be an incomprehensible mess of scribbles. A mess of overlapping chalky colours. You assume it's a deep, postmodern representation of the human soul. But Bonnabelle informs you that
Maar laat
it
mij
is
zeker
a
even in reacties weten
dinosaur.
wat jij van dit spel vindt.
You clap your hands in delight. It's beautiful, my little Michelangelo.
Dragons away, call them dinosaurs. Get with the times, kid.
I'm really sorry, Bunny, but it just looks like... You clap your hands filled with glee. She's quite literally bouncing around the place with happiness. Eventually, you both go back home and have a nice, peaceful nights of sleeps. But when you awake, you discover that every surface of your household has been covered in chalk. From the toilet, to the carpet, to the walls, to your own face. You're filled with a burning emotion. You quickly run to Bonnie's room, kicking down the door, and you scream, "Oh my god, we're gonna be fucking rich!" as your child's clearly the most prolific art prodigy of this generation. You bring round a few famous art critics to appraise Bonnie's wondrous work. They are not exactly encouraging. They recommend a cleaner. You tell them to fuck off. She's clearly ahead of her time. Dad, are slugs jealous of snails? It's just snails have those little houses on top of their backs, and slugs don't. It's just unfair. They don't have a place to hide and curl up in, or a nice place to sleep when it's cold outside. It just doesn't seem very nice. Snail.
Well, life isn't.
I know it is sad.
Snails.
Considering the evolution during the Great Snail
Versus Slug War of 189.
Well, they do have to carry their house around on their back all day. If life is fair, why don't I have a mum like the other kids? How does that even out?
I like slugs. I like slugs too.
You and Bonnibel have had a long day wandering around the great outdoors, peeping at wildlife. As you sleepily wander home, the sun already setting, the sky at dark blue, the last traces of light saying goodbye to the world. From the shadows, you hear a sickening crunch. Oh god, no. No, I didn't mean to. Out of the darkness, you see a poor, crushed little snail under Bonnibel's foot. It's only... Bonnie, we are higher life forms. There's no shame in crushing those... You didn't mean it. Bonnie doesn't seem to want... It is the dead of night, and you hear a door slowly creak open. There's a small, scared voice. There's a monster under my bed. Bonnie, monsters aren't scared. Don't worry, I'm sure that...
Nee, we gaan er...
You wake up after a peaceful night's rest. There was nothing under Bonnie's bed. Why would there be? The air is cold, the sky is dark, spooks and monsters abound, creeping through every shadow, with one thought burning in their minds.
Holy shit, we're gonna eat a ton of sweets.
Bonnie's face is pressed up against our living room window, looking out at the majesty of Halloween. Spooks, ghouls, and ghosties abound, and princesses. For some inexplicable reason, princesses.
I don't know why. Don't fit with the theme. Don't make sense. Why?
That's aside the point. And on this fateful day, you have the chance to choose what particular spook, ghosty, or ghoul your little Bonnibel will dress up as.
Spin?
Well, spiders do have 8 arms, and that would give you a lawyer, because nothing shows the true evil of our world like a corrupt legal system. A queen, because if those other little girls... A zombie. A priest, to show all those pagan sinners the true light. A queen, because if those... Bonnie had an interesting interpretation of being a monarch. Sentencing people to death when they didn't give her enough candy. It was a little unorthodox, but people found it charming. Till she started carrying on the axe and attempted to make her threats. It's a lovely autumn day. Orange leaves gently drift along in the cold breeze. Once again, you're going for a walk with Bonnie. It feels peaceful. You feel quite content. Numb to the world, Bonnie is happily skipping beside you. You can't even feel the cold breeze on your face. Everything's fine. Wait, You can't feel the cold breeze on your face. It's like November, you should probably be able to feel that. Your arm doesn't seem to move. You realise that the soothing sensation of numbness, it felt quite calming at first. But now you can't feel your body. All the sensations you've lived your whole life with. The feeling of air rushing in and out your lungs, your heartbeat, your clothes on your skin. They were so omnipresent. It just faded to the background. You forgot about them, but now it's gone. Its absence makes you feel so empty. You begin to slowly topple backwards. For a second you worry you'll hurt yourself when you hit the ground, but you remember at this point your body seems not to be capable of feeling anything, let alone pain. You look up at the sky, your vision beginning to fuzz. There's a face, someone above you, someone you really should remember. Their mouth is moving as if they're yelling, shouting, calling it, but you can't seem to hear anything. You attempt to speak, to try and soothe that distressed soul. You try to speak, but somehow you can't manage to get the words out. You desperately try, repeating it over and over in your head, but in the end, there's only silence. The last experience you'll ever have is that single thought. I love you. At least I got to spend my final moments with you. It's funny, I thought it would hurt. I'm sorry. I'm going to miss your 7th birthday. I wanted to get you a dog. It's all going to be okay. It's all going... You hear a faint cry off in the distance, but suddenly the cries are not so distant. A wave of noise hits you, cackling, hooting, screaming. You can't tell whether the makers of the sound are going through the most sensual joy or the worst pain you could imagine. You open your eyes, the noise suddenly stops. You see strange figures in front of you, small, carrying a mixture of hope and fear on their twisted faces. One slowly creeps towards you, and it appears to attempt to bow, even though its body seems rather unsuited to the position. It splutters out. Please, please, save us. The world is big and scary, but now you're here. Everything will be okay. You can protect us from the monsters at night and feed us when we're hungry. Teach us what's the difference between right and wrong. Please, we beg you.
Stem.
The one who fell from the stars. Help us. Help us. I see fear in your hearts, and you are right to be fearful, for they appear to have set up some sort of feast to celebrate the coming of their new saviour. They seem to be happily chirping to each other in some sort of strange alien song, passing small cups of dirty water around, as if they were wine, and happily munching on something that can be charitably described as very, very stale bread. For a second they all freeze and look up at you. One of them slithers forwards. Any food is good food. I like food. Give me food.
Pizza! Meat, the manliest.
No meat. Vegetarian. You think your little creatures should only eat vegetables. If they don't eat meat, just leaves more meat for you. And you definitely deserve it. Underground. On top of the ground. Treehouse. Treehouses sound like an excellent idea. It will allow things even as small as this to look down on people. And any excuse to feel high and mighty, I am taking. Quite literally in this case. Suddenly, your little world becomes very, very still. The details begin to blur and fuzz over. There's a mind-breakingly loud noise, like shattering glass. but replicated 1,000 times over. Everything's dark. Everything's pitch black. You can't see. Your little monster friends are running around in blind panic, with as little on earth of a clue as what's happening as you currently have.
What the fuck do you think you're doing? Being a badass boss babe. What the fuck do you think you're doing?
Wait a second! Did I appear in a flash of lightning? What the hell is wrong with my hands? If you gave me dark eyeliner, by God I'm slapping the hell out of us when we wake up!
The evil apparition stares at you with fierce intensity.
Oh fuck no! The narrator did not just call me evil looking! I am not the bad guy here! Oh God, what are these meant to be? You're too old to be playing with dolls! What the fuck do you think you're doing?
The monster looks down with sheer disgust at the little creatures scurrying around in a blind panic at its feet.
This is not how we're meant to deal with this situation!
It stamps down hard like an exterminator on a particularly annoying cockroach. One of the tiny being's bodies explodes beneath the weight of its foot. Its splattered remains begin to ooze gently across the floor. The helpless little creatures begin to cry and shriek, "Please stop it!" Before the despicable monster can say another word, you raise your hand.
Shoot it with your super cool laser powers.
Convince it to atone.
Ignore it. Ignore it.
Talk to the hand bitch because they're facing listening. The monster pauses for a second and says, "What the fuck are you talking about? You're just jelly of how on fleek my swag is. Devilness haters, yellow!" The creature is silent. It tries to speak, but can't seem to get the words out. It must be in awe of how much of a cool cat you are, and if to cast your finishing blow, you utter the words. Lisa says, "What?" And the creature says, "What?" And the beast is finally cast back into nothingness, in which it came from. The little creatures begin to cheer. "Hooray! You banished the monster. Oh my God, I know you were awesome before, but you're so awesome, I can't describe it. So I'll just make random noises and hope it does it justice." You saved us from the monsters, from the bad place. The bad place is a place from the monsters came, which is bad, so if the monsters came from it, the monsters would be bad. Well, if it came from the bad place, it being bad goes without saying, because bad stuff comes from the bad place, which is bad. Bad, 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 it's bad, bad, bad. It's just very, 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 very not nice. We're so terribly scared. More things will crawl out of there. They come. They ruin everything. Please, make them go quiet. Such a divine thing as you could surely stop such terrible things from happening. You could stop anything bad from happening.
Ik zit even na te denken wanneer het is spel.
Please, why me? No, 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 no. Go to bad place. So you decide to go. No, I don't. So you decide to go. No, I do not. So you decide to go. No, all your charming little creatures are gone. All your creations, from their homes to the bountiful food you gave them. There's none of it. There's nothing. You can't keep me out forever. You can't keep us out. This is not a fairy tale. This is not a game you can win. The world happens around you, and no matter how much you cry or pretend, tears won't change it. They're gone. They'll be gone forever. It's just life. In life, there's no saving point. There are no second chances. In the end, It will always be a game over. Why did you take so long? I have been waiting. Do you see me? Do you know who I am? I was born rich, beautiful. I'm smart, athletic, and oh so talented. I put Leonardo da Vinci to shame. And do you know why? I was born this way. I was born a queen. And who are you? When a person walks past you on the street, they'll never remember your face. They'll never even think to try. Because we're all born into this world with certain roles. You may be born into Africa as a child, smitten with illness and disability, led to leave a short life, ending in the arms of your weeping mother. He couldn't control his fate, neither can you and neither can I, because in the end we're all paper bags being blown around in the breeze, and where we land is not up to us, and we can't escape once we do land there. You'll never be as pretty as me. You'll never be a queen. You'll never be beautiful. You cannot escape that. I know. We can't help where we're born, but we can help what we grow into. I'm not stuck as what I was, and I'm not stuck as who I am. I can grow, I can change. My life might not be perfect. I might not be perfect, but I can work towards being in a better place than I am now. You'll say we can never fly again. Well, watch me grow wings.
Suddenly, you're back. Your little monster friends surround you, celebrating. You did it. You actually did it. You're amazing. You destroyed the heart of darkness and you came out the other side. It's okay now. You're safe. Nothing can stop you or hold you back. We can be here forever. You can be whatever you want to be. A king, a queen, a god. As long as you're here, you can do anything. You can take care of us. Teach us new things. Comfort us when we have nightmares. Give us silly costumes to wear. As long as you're here, you're safe.
The world begins to dissolve around you, like paint starting to run in the rain. You don't know if you chose the right thing. Alice had to leave Wonderland. Sometimes a fantasy can be the only thing keeping a fragile soul alive. But if you stay there forever, you can never truly live. The world melts away. You awake to a blinding light. I'm not sure if you're quite ready for reality. It's all good to love yourself and be content with who you are, but when you love yourself quite this much, it can become very toxic. Your own pride and passion drive many friends away, and it ends up biting you in the ass more than a few times. But your sheer conviction and determination, your demand of the universe that I will be something, manages to pay off. You become a rap artist, so you can talk about how awesome you are as much as you want without anyone blinking an eye. You're honestly quite the natural talent at it. You're awarded with a Grammy, proclaiming that you're an adult and you don't need handouts, followed by an incident where you get tased by Ryan Reynolds and Elijah Wood. Thankfully, you managed to get away with it, saying it was just an elaborate piece of performance art dedicated to the band Lonely Island. But it wasn't. This is not the last time you'll be tased. After a turbulent life, you sit alone in your house, staring into the middle distance. You made many mistakes, and in hindsight, you were not exactly a perfect human being. But you tried to live your life to the fullest, and at least that's something you do not regret.
Nou, dat was het spelletje. Ik hoop dat jullie deze video super leuk vonden. Doe dan zeker even een duimpje omhoog. Abonneer op mijn kanaal. Laat een leuke reactie achter. Delen met je vrienden. Laat ook zeker weten wat je van dit spel vond. Of je vindt dat ik dit soort spelletjes vaker moet spelen. En dan zie ik jullie heel graag morgen weer bij de volgende video. Doei doei!